2023. There's also a news article that says $20 million reportedly missing from Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis. And in this article, it says that millions are reported missing from the coffers of the Development Bank St. Kitts Nevis. It was revealed by Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, during a sitting of the National Assembly on Wednesday, February 22nd, 2023. Another good announcement, Jamsa, you would like this. Tourism Minister announces Inter-Caribbean Airlines.
Yeah.
Yes, Inter-Caribbean Airways flight service starting to St. Kitts from March 2023.
And, last week when I saw that story, I remember thinking that there was a long list. Well, there was a list of islands that they were traveling to. And I was like, why St. Kitts Nevis not on that list? So clearly Marsha is on the job. So props to Marsha for hooking up that.
We are clearly there.
There's one thing I noticed though. I don't know if you saw the card with the prices. Well, like a price from here to Barbados.
No, I didn't see the prices.
Here's what, Marsha, if you're listening, hear me out. Okay, there was a price for Barbados to St. Kitts Barbados. It's $312 US, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says from, you know the tricky language that these marketers use, from $312. So that means that probably doesn't include the tax, right? And I've been saying for years, I've had this conversation with my mentors, people older than me, close to the political people, but they don't listen to us. If we're not lawyers, they don't listen to us, right? Because lawyers know everything in St. Kitts Nevis. So anyway,
Go ahead, Jamster.
So my reasoning is, I said, hey, at the very least, I know you have airport infrastructure to pay for and security considerations and all of that, but at the very least, couldn't you reduce the taxes even for 6 months just to see what happens? No, you see what? I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Reduce the taxes. Maybe even get rid of some of the taxes just for 6 months. You choose a period of the year where you want to start. Okay, you might say, for argument's sake, I'm not gonna say music festival because people are gonna get here regardless, right? But say just around this, maybe say April when things slack off. Why don't you say let's lift the taxes from say April until maybe October, September, October, or 6 months, just 6 months across the board, and see what happens. Because my contention is, with the ridiculous logistical arrangements we've have to make just to go to Barbados, having to go up to Miami, maybe maybe staying overnight, and then flying back down to Barbados or wherever it is you want to go, right? My reasoning is, let's see if maybe if we made the taxes less, if we made the taxes less, see if it has an appreciable effect on the revenue the airport makes, that the government collects for landing fees and all the other things. That's all I'm saying. What do you think?
Well, I've always thought that the taxes imposed on the tickets were a bit high, and I think it goes against, affordable airfare here in St. Kitts and Nevis and the Caribbean.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's what.
I guess they have.
Maybe that's what the bean counters would argue, that the money but okay, maybe not 6 months, just 3 months, maybe just see what happens.
I assume that the cost of maintaining airports very high. So,
but you see, my contention is that if you reduce the taxes, it might make up for the traffic increase. Might make up for whatever shortfall you think you're going to project because of reducing the taxes. So it might balance out. It might even be more.
Well, that's something you could be given consideration.
So that's something you should think about when you get voted into office and so on.
Okay, Jamster. Here, listen to this here. Sailor who survived on ketchup is right in Dominica. So The search for Francois, sorry.
So they found him.
Yeah, the sailor from Dominica who survived on ketchup and seasoning while stranded at sea for 24 days has been solved. He's right in Dominica. He has been without a phone. Also, he's been in Dominica but without a phone.
I kind of figured it was something like that. Yeah.
American food processing company Heinz,
Yeah.
which manufactures thousands of food products, including ketchup, has been trying to track down this young man using Find the Ketchup Boat Guy on its Instagram page.
Remember I showed you the meme. With the bottle, like message in a bottle type meme.
Yes.
In a Heinz ketchup bottle.
So
I thought it was kind of cool, actually.
So they have found him. It's very weird though, because you would think that, you know, Dominica is a small country, that somebody would have seen him and would have notified him that, you know.
But you know what's funny? You realize Dominica is probably bigger than Singapore. Dominica is 305 square miles.
Yeah, it's a big country.
It's pretty big,
Yeah,
you know.
it's a big
And then you said he doesn't have a phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope they give him a nice boat. so Maggie should give him something too.
And some ketchup.
Yeah, and some ketchup. Oh,
Yeah.
Maggie gives him something too. Apparently it was what was it? The ketchup and Maggie cubes and water. He said he used apparently he said a shirt, like cloth from a shirt
Mm-hmm.
to catch rainwater. 24 days. Wow.
Yep.
Man, I'm telling you, that guy, he should be one of the people they sent to Mars. I mean, he could survive anywhere, right?
That must have been. I mean, just imagine having an interview with him about his experience. That would be something.
But anyone knowing the Maggie people, maybe we should reach out to them and have them give him something as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not Maggie cubes. There's something else. They make other stuff. They make soup, and Maggie makes soup and stuff too. So yeah, Mr. Francois has got his boat. That's nice to know. 20 minutes after 8 o'clock. Anything else?
Did you get a chance to extract the?
No, I only saw that this morning actually.
Okay.
It's about black men and heart disease.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can summarize.
Well, it basically was a doctor saying that black men and women are more prone to heart failure than white counterparts, and so I thought it would have been an interesting, you know, tip.
Yeah.
Considering that it's Black History Month, and just to engage and for persons to be careful, you know, of, you know, heart failure. It sounds simple, but it's something that is higher in blacks.
Yeah, and you have to adjust. You know, people should adjust their diets to to suit things like eating a lot. You know, one of the things I think one of the simplest ways we in the Caribbean can change things. Now, as a DJ, I play for a lot of. Listen, I do a lot of armchair anthropology when I'm DJing. People don't realize, like, I'm there playing music, but I'm just observing people. And I'll tell you one of the things I notice at weddings and dinners and stuff. People go up to the buffet table. There's never a salad in sight. It's true. It's true.
Yes.
They pile up the plates with the meats. So if you're lucky enough to have beef and fish and pork and chicken, all of that is going to be on the plate. That's the first thing that goes on the plate. And I always notice there's almost never, if there's 200 people there, the amount of people that bone up on the salad and, you know, maybe the healthier things like, say, even couscous and stuff like that. Nah. You're not touching that stuff.
So when you go to the buffet line,
actually my first thing is the salads.
Salad.
Yeah, the healthy stuff. I always go for the healthy stuff first, and then the meats. But then I feel like one of the keys is keeping your portion small. You know, people like to, it's like people make fun of you know you always see the jokes about French restaurants where, like, I've seen the comics where someone is in a French restaurant and it's like this big plate and like the food takes up maybe like 5% of the plate. But the thing is, the thing that the French get, and a lot of these a lot of the premier cuisines of the planet,
Mm-hmm.
is that you can have more courses if the portions are smaller. Or in the case of a buffet, you can have more food if the portions are smaller,
Yeah.
right? But people they just,
And I guess it always looks better for you to portion your meals at a reasonable size so you could eat it all. And then if you want to go back, you go back. Rather than having it stuck all the way to the top.
Exactly, easy, my man.
And
Yes.
then you see all the food wasted.
Exactly.
Yes.
Let's talk about
when it's buffet is actually like a marathon, so you need to pace yourself.
Yes,
You go
exactly.
slow.
Go
Yes.
slow, especially a lot of food.
Yes.
And it's something I always check out when I do gigs like that. And I also noticed too that people are not, I realize kitchens and divisions are into sweet wines.
Sweet wines?
And most people would not drink wine with dinner. They would drink like fruit punch or like Coke or orange juice. Whereas usually me, I would like have a glass of wine with dinner or even a beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I notice most people. Yeah, I noticed. I noticed most people. It's like fruit punch, orange juice, whatever local drinks are on hand. Yeah.
Okay.
8:24. One other thing I want to point out that you probably would have seen this. I think you would have seen it in the chat, right? It seems as though the Drew government has kind of working for you analog program that's going to be starting soon in Focus. You saw that, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be Wednesdays from 1 to 2 p.m. Oh, so it's 1 hour. Okay. Wednesdays from 1 to 2 p.m. starting March 1st. And it's going to be streamed live on SKNIS, Facebook, and YouTube. And it's going to be broadcast live on ZIZ Radio. And rebroadcast on Sundays, ZIZ TV at 7:30 p.m. And rebroadcast on Thursdays, Freedom FM at 7:30 p.m. Von Radio at 10:30 a.m. Sugar City Rock at 1 p.m. And an Anguilla channel at 7 p.m. So now this is the part where I go equal opportunity. Yes, so you gave the net props for doing In Focus. You notice what station is missing from that list? You afraid to say? It's obvious to everyone else, and I'm not afraid to say it. Why are you afraid to say it? Okay, so Drew government, just letting you guys know, we see you. So maybe you want to give our sales department a call. In Focus, your government, your business, it's our business too. So you have a list here every broadcast. Freedom FM, Von Radio, Sugar City Rock, KCN TV channel, WinFM. Oh, oops, WinFM is not on the list.
Oh, WinFM isn't on the list?
That's what I'm saying. WinFM
Let me
is
look
not
at it
on the
again.
list.
I figured that's what you were getting at.
WinFM
but
is
I
not
didn't
on
want
the
to
list.
say anything because I wasn't sure.
But that's what I said. Guess whose? You have an Anguilla TV station is on the list, but not WinFM. Brilliant, guys. Anyway, let's get this fixed. Let us get this fixed. Okay, so just saying, moving on. It's a free country. It's not North Korea. Come on, AZ. Come on.
So, Jamster. I want to share with you this article. It says Prime Minister's wife slays at Dominica Carnival 2023. Dominican politician Melissa Skerritt, the wife of the Prime Minister of Dominica, continues to support and highlight Dominica's carnival as she played on the road carnival Tuesday in Roseau. Skerritt, the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, jumped with mass ban for carnival in Dominica. Masqueraders turned out in all their splendor to celebrate their culture with beautiful traditional costume, fancy masks and music. Parliamentary representative for Rosa Central constituency shared her carnival experience, saying Carnival 2023 in Dominica was beyond fantastic. Thank you to all the hard-working men and women behind the scenes. Thank you to all the patrons who came out to participate. Special thanks to our sponsors. It was an event free of violence incidents for which we are grateful. Meanwhile, the 2023 road match results for Dominica were announced yesterday. Calypsonian Mighty D was declared the 2023 road match king after he placed first with his rendition, Talking Dogs, which played 53 times.
Okay. Who won the road match? Wait,
I'm guessing it is the Calypsonian Mighty D was declared the 2023 road match king. Calypsonian.
really?
Yeah, Mighty D.
But yeah, 'cause that's definitely not the Calypso King.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Calypso King was
His song was played
Dice
53
or something?
times. Talking Dogs.
Talking Dogs.
Yes, and there's a video of the Prime Minister's wife in mass.
Hey, you think? So what do you think about that?
I haven't seen the video.
No, but I mean, you think that playing mass is beneath lawyers and politicians and such?
No, everybody
Okay.
playing.
I'm just
many people-
teasing you.
Why would you think so, Jamster?
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
No.
But I remember a few years ago, just after Rowley,
Mhm.
Keith Rowley for Trinidad, just after he won, and he was he tends to play mass, apparently, and they had like a write up in the newspaper. Oh, Rowley whining on some girl who's not his wife. But I mean, it's part of the revelry of carnival. It doesn't mean anything that. And you know, I thought it was nice to see. A politician and the leader of the country having fun, just like everyone else. Just like it was nice to see Congress on stage as part of the opening of Sugar Mass in December. You remember he went up and sang, and I thought that was really great. We need to see more of that. You shouldn't abandon one part of yourself just because you become a politician, right? You become so self-serious that some of the other parts that make you kind of get subsumed or get put on the back burner, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So another thing that you might be interested in, Will Smith. Apparently, you remember the famous slap, the slap heard around the world last year. Will Smith, he slapped Chris Rock and all that. Well, the Oscars put a crisis team in place for this year's Oscars because
Very proactive thinking.
no, he's more reactive, I would say. But then okay, you don't expect what happened. You don't expect that to happen. So yeah, I understand. Okay, so a crisis team will be introduced at this year's Oscars to handle any real-time incidents as a response to Will Smith slapping Chris Rock during the 2022 ceremony. Academy Chief Executive Bill Kramer told Time magazine the new unit had run many scenarios in the hope they will be prepared for everything. Really? Because of last year, we've opened our minds to the many things that can happen at the Oscars, he said. They are now quicker to react. Academy President Janet Yang previously said the response to Smith's altercation with Rock was not swift enough. Smith slapped the comedian after he made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's bald head, which she shaved following an alopecia diagnosis. After returning to his seat, the actor reportedly shouted, "Keep my wife's name out of your you-know-what mouth," at Rock. Despite the incident, he remained at the ceremony and later collected the Best Actor Oscar for his performance in King Richard. Although Smith later resigned from the Academy, it took several more days for the organization to make a decision on his membership. He was ultimately banned from the Oscars Gala and other Academy events for 10 years. Kramer said the new team would be able to gather very quickly to issue a response on the night of the show itself. Let's hope something doesn't happen and we never have to use these plans, but we already have frameworks in place that we can modify. So, yeah. You know, it's I felt bad for him on one front. I mean, the dude wins his first Oscar. Minutes after he did, I mean, it's like you could say a defining transgression of his life at a defining
moment.
Yes. I felt that one for him, but
well, Rihanna will sing "Lift Me Up" at the Oscars next month.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that, Jamster?
That's as you know, that's one of the songs that's up for best song accompanying visuals. That's the term they use now for best movie theme song.
Okay.
Because the term now has to include stuff that was only on streaming and whatever and all that.
So the death toll from Turkey, Syria earthquake tops 47,000. So the death toll from Turkey and Syria earthquake tops 47,000. The death toll from the massive earthquake that hit parts of Turkey and Syria on February 6 continues to rise as more bodies are retrieved from the rubble of the demolished buildings. The magnitude of the earthquake was 6.4 that struck the already battered province this week, damaged or demolished more buildings, compounding the devastation. Here's a look at the key developments Thursday from the aftermath of the earthquake. Death toll tops 47,000. Yeah.
Did we hear? I know they found people alive at on day 9, and they said they continued to hear. Well, I haven't heard anything after day 9, but they said they were up to day 9. They were actually hearing people calling for help.
Wow.
So have we heard? Do you know if there's been any signs of life since?
No, it's just.
I mean, probably not.
It's really
it's cold.
Imagine 47,000 people. 47,000.
Wow.
That's a lot of people.
I'm telling you.
It's a lot of people.
I'm telling you. And then they had another one. Was it earlier this week? They had some aftershocks. 0.5, I think. One was 0.5 and one was point.
I think the 6.4 happened this week.
Oh, 6.4.
Yeah, the article was saying that. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's 8:35. Don't forget we have Fireproof coming up at 9. That's 9:30.
9:30.
Yeah, the fireman will be doing their thing with us here.
So here it says that TNT Carnival, Lost Tribe wins Large Band of the Year. So Lost Tribe has won the Large Band of the Year. The band led by Maharaj won with 1,303 points for its presentation of 202. Yeah. So This Is Paradise came in second with 1,257, and Metamorphosis came in third with 1,213. So those are some of the scores.
The results, yeah. And of course, for the people who have been following, the road march went to Bungie Garland with Hard Fit.
Yep.
8:36, and moving right along. Wow. Also more music news. You ever wondered why? You ever thought about the fact that soca's never received a Grammy?
No.
Well,
to
anyway.
be honest, no, I've never thought about it. But no, you said it.
But okay, it seems we're not there yet. But a Grammy official in maybe trying an article in Billboard as part of that a campaign to introduce music the music industry in the US to soca.
Yes.
Wrote an article listing, as she calls it, 5 artists essential to contemporary soca. The 5 artists are Machel Montano, Patrice Roberts, Voice, Skinny Fabulous, and Kes the Band. Yeah, so Skinny Fabulous is the only Vincentian among the Trinidadian-led strong list. Okay, so the extract on Skinny Fabulous highlights that on the intro to his recently released debut album BAD, Beyond a Doubt, singer-songwriter Skinny Fabulous declares, "I am very happy that I am one of the ambassadors of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I was born to do music. I was born to be of something bigger than myself." The article touches on his career, highlighting that Headbad created a demand for him throughout the Caribbean, the US, and parts of Europe. The write-up noted his 2008 St. Vincent Carnival Road match win. And remember, we were talking about the other time that Bungie Garlin won road match, and that was with Skinny Fabulous and Marshall Montana back in 2019 with Family. A certain party would know about that song. I think you were part of that party, aren't you?
Yeah, that was a popular song then.
Yeah, and Patrice Roberts also. She did a I think it was Twitter. Yeah, she did a Twitter post. I'm thanking the people for. I actually did a Twitter post on that in response, because I said, no, my post said something like no, it was nothing outrageous. I just said well, I mean, you guys have been giving soca short shrift all these years and you could only come up with 5. I mean, I said you easily could have done 10 or 20, but I said congratulations, Patrice. Patrice, and she responds to me actually. Yeah. So I said congratulations, Patrice, but you know, it would have been nice to see a list of 10 or even 20. You know, so if you had to call 5 other people, who would they be? If you had to be a list of 10 essential, so we know who the 5 are. Skinny Fabulous, Marshall. Oh yeah, and Bungie isn't on the list, and that was the thing I was thinking at the time. I said, how come Bungie isn't on the list? I guess maybe Bungie is to rock us to them, you know, because the other people are these smooth singers, you know. When you think about it,
so
the other people
who are on the list, you said?
What were you? You were sleeping just now, right? Marshall Montana, Patrice Roberts, and Destra isn't on the list. These people are crazy. So cray, I'm telling you. So Marshall Montana, Patrice Roberts, Skinny Fabulous, Voice, and Kiss the Band.
Okay, so I guess they more got the kind of soft, more the groovy. I guess they're the more groovy.
Well, it's not even that. I mean, let me see if you know. You know why Patrice is on that list, right?
No, you tell me.
That song from last year.
Oh, Drink Water?
Yeah, that's like the closest thing to a soca crossover hit in a long time. And you know they had the Toronto Raptors have had Caribbean Night the other night.
Oh.
And she and oh God, who performed? She and Kevin Little performed at the Toronto Raptors halftime thing. Yeah. So 10. So my 6 would be Bungie Garlin. Destra needs to be on that list.
Yeah, Destra is good.
I don't know, you might not agree, but I would put Burning Flames on the list because just because of the legacy, and maybe the music isn't as compelling this time, but I feel like it's important that a lot of people maybe who never heard soca they go back to the 80s and 90s and hear some of that great Burning Flame stuff. Okay, so that's all. 8. So we need 2 more. So Destra, Bungie Garlin, Burning Flames maybe. Who else?
Try persons outside of Trinidad.
Yeah, Burning Flames outside of Trinidad. Oh, okay. Boy, let me see.
Alison Hines.
Yeah, I could go. Yeah, I could deal with that. Alison Hines. Who else do you think? So that's what, 9 or? That's 9?
I'm just calling names now.
Just calling names. Okay. His eyes glazed over, people.
Skinny Fabulous.
His eyes. Skinny Fabulous is in the 5.
Oh, he's in the 5. Okay.
Yeah. See, I keep telling you, you're not into this stuff. You're not into you're into lawyer stuff and policy stuff and
you. So okay. So he's in the 5 already. I can't.
Okay, so that we up to 9. Burning Flames. I put Burning Flames in there. Some people might not agree, but you know. Let me think of islands. Skinny Fabulous. Did I say Bungie? Yeah, I said Bungie Garlin, right? Yeah, Bungie Garlin was 6.
There's one there, Sherwin.
I wouldn't call Sherwin. Sherwin is a giant, but I wouldn't say essential. Boy, that sounds really bad when I say it like that. But you know what I mean. Sounds really terrible. Okay, so we have 2 2 bands on there, Kester Band and Burning Flames. At least that's my list. We're looking for one more to at least take it to 10. Let me see. We have Patrice. We have boy. And you see here, I'm scrabbling to get a number 10, right? So imagine someone who's not hearing soca every day. You see what I mean?
Yeah, you like
Somebody,
me,
like
who's
somebody
not,
who, I mean, like someone who wrote this article who lives
yeah,
in the
who's not
States.
here in
yeah,
Soca every
and
day.
so 5 was probably easy, and she probably got help.
Yeah,
And so I'm thinking,
they probably did the 5 most popular now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so let's leave it at 9. I can't think of who would. Burning Flames probably. I would say. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, okay. Someone sent two additional names.
Mm-hmm.
Nadia Batson and
Yeah.
Farmer Nappy. So
Oh yeah.
I'd probably go with Farmer Nappy in that case. Yeah, because
Nadia's too recent in it.
no, meaning Farmer has more like breakout hits than Nadia, but Nadia has good music. But no, that was good. So okay, so we're up to 11. And folks, you know what? Throughout the morning, if you guys, let's try and get it to top 20. So no, it's true. It would be nice if we could get we can get some calls later on, maybe even before you leave,
Yes.
about we want to build up on the Billboard officials Essential 5. Let's read the Essential 5 again so people can think about it. Yeah, man, that was a good answer just now from that person. Yeah. Wow, I got 2 more. Oh, man.
You're on a roll.
Super Blue, Iowa George. Okay.
You're on a roll.
Boy, you're gonna get to 20 before 9 o'clock. Iowa George and Super Blue.
So
Oh, and Fan Lions.
yes.
Fan has to be on that list.
One of your favorites.
Yeah.
Every day when it comes to soccer, you speak about Fayan.
Really?
you always Fayan and Bungie.
Yeah, hey, man. You want Bungie giving me the side eye. You know, that's Bungie's wife, right?
Yes. Trust me, if I didn't know before, I know now.
The thing is, okay. In the case of that last, in the case of that last text, Rev, the Rev, one of my Rev friends, one of my clergyman friends sent it. So he said Iowa George and Super Blue. In this case, it's a hard one. If I had to pick, maybe I should just put the 2 on the list, because Super Blues, like if you were living in the States and you didn't know anything about soca, I mean, I absolutely would say you'd have to have some Super Blue songs on. Let's say I was giving that person a playlist to listen. I'd absolutely have to have some early Super Blue so they kind of get a sense of the evolution of soca coming up. Right? And his eyes are glazing over again.
No, I'm listening.
And Iowa George.
Listening.
So Iowa George, and I would add Fan. So I think that's 20 actually. I'm gonna have to write them down and see. I'm gonna have to write them down. I think that's 20.
Yes, you
now.
will.
Fan makes it 20, probably.
Guess what, Jamstar?
Yeah.
I'm going to Trinidad and Tobago. No, not going literally. I mean,
okay.
the article. So, it's one about the PM Rowley. Have you heard?
Oh, tested positive for
COVID-19
yes.
again.
You see, AZ, you see how the amount of stuff I go through after I leave here, and I'm like, okay, that maybe I could mention that, but then a lot of times you don't even remember. So as soon as you mention it, I remember I saw that.
Yeah. So Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has tested positive for COVID-19. In an update via the office of the Prime Minister, Dr. Rowley reportedly experienced flu-like symptoms and tested positive this morning. The OPM said Dr. Rowley will remain in isolation in keeping with the current COVID-19 protocols. The OPM said that he will continue working from his office at the Prime Minister's residence. He was also scheduled to lead a weekly cabinet meeting this morning, Thursday, so that would have been yesterday, and is expected to attend Parliament virtually tomorrow, where he will answer Prime Minister's questions. Dr. Rowley was due to speak at post-cabinet briefing on Thursday following the cabinet meeting. Dr. Rowley was last reported to have gotten COVID-19 in November 2022, which was his third time testing positive for the virus. On April 6, 2021, Rowley tested positive for the virus for the first time and was isolated. He was confirmed positive again on July 29th, 2022.
Wow. I just find that there's something odd about this COVID-19. You know, in the past, when I know there are different strains and stuff, but I just find it odd that we the contracting it seems to be just this recurring theme, and I don't understand that. That's very strange. So it's like when you see all the conspiracy stuff online about it's a biological weapon. I mean, you have to kind of like wonder, hey, maybe it's true.
So that's his fourth time contracting
Wow.
COVID-19.
I wonder if you have that. It probably has something to do with carnival gatherings and so on, I would imagine. Not necessarily, but it seems likely. This is why it's important that people continue doing. When was the last time you saw a mask?
Is that true?
When was the last time you wore a mask?
Perhaps like a month or so ago.
So let me ask you: when you guys go to court, does anyone wear a mask? I mean,
I can't recall. I think I've seen I think I've seen people, but not stand out.
No, okay.
Stand out. And I think at church some people wear masks, but not stand out.
Yeah.
It's just the one or two.
I went to a funeral a few weeks ago, and a few people were in masks, and everybody was pretty much talking to each other as normal. But I mean, I haven't seen anyone wearing a mask since that funeral.
Look how so much has changed.
Yes.
Over the last 2 years.
But I just hope we don't get complacent and think that things have gone back to normal, and that somehow we're out of the woods, if you know what I mean. Because if the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago can catch it, anybody can catch it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he's been catching it more than most people.
No, but here's what I think. I think most people catch it,
but just don't.
Yes, exactly. I mean, he's in a situation where he can call a medical team and say, could you? Or it could very well be that maybe they do periodic tests, when they go into the administration buildings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would imagine that would be something they would be doing. And it's also a way to set an example too, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably why his count is so high. Okay. So 9 minutes until 9 o'clock.
So here we have cancer patient who returned to TNT to fulfill dying wish passes away. You saw that one?
I saw it. I saw the headline.
Yeah.
So tell me about that one. And she was young. She was like in her 20s or 30s?
30s.
Yeah.
Her last name was Balkaran, and she was a cancer patient who recently returned to Trinidad to fulfill her last wish. 33, she died in San Fernando General Hospital on Saturday. Her husband shared the heartbreaking news via her TikTok account. He said, "I am very heartbroken that I have to let you know that Tara passed away early this morning in San Fernando General Hospital, the same hospital she was born in 33 years ago." So she returned to her land of birth, from Belgium last week to fulfill a dying wish, a Hindu wedding ceremony. She had set up a GoFundMe campaign to raise money to help her get home. Sadly, she died at the hospital before realizing her dream. Her husband said, "It's heartbreaking that we didn't get to do our wedding. She really would have loved that." She was diagnosed with soft tissue sarcoma in 2021 after developing a lump in her leg. Initially, she thought it was hives due to work stress.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then apparently there's another earthquake. Just got something in.
No real.
Yeah, here's what it says. Good morning. Did you guys feel the earthquake that shook St. Martin this morning? So that's someone from St. Martin saying that. So I guess the reason it was sent to me is that they assume that we probably would have felt it too. You didn't feel anything this morning. I mean, you live further. You live closer to St. Martin.
I
What
didn't
you
feel,
do?
I didn't
You
feel
didn't feel
anything.
anything. Okay.
I didn't
I
feel-
imagine people, if it was strong enough, I imagine people up in Deep Bay and so on probably felt that one, right? Yeah. So
I don't
and
know.
then someone said in the comment next, is this the new normal?
Earthquake.
What do you think?
Well, we've been getting these earthquakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
And-
hoping that it's nothing serious in this region.
And the thing is, the thing that's bad in our case is that we're islands. So
Yeah.
if we have one strong
so
enough.
don't even.
Yeah,
say
I know.
that.
I remember what you said earlier in the week. Yeah, I know. But hey, we can't run from it, right? We can't run from it. Hey, look, call us if you guys. It's Friday. If you guys want to call and say anything, the phone lines are always open. So give us a call. We've been talking about all sorts of news items and stuff. I am sure there are things you guys might want to let us know.
You know, Skinny
Wayne.
Fabulous would be featured in a Grammy article.
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh.
reading. That's what I was reading about the.
Oh, the five
yeah,
artists.
The five,
Yeah.
You see,
Okay,
so you really was sleeping when I was talking about that. Yeah, you were sleeping.
Also, this is why you got it.
Yeah,
from.
what happened was the first thing I saw was last night when Patrice posted the article, and she was saying thank you for blah blah blah, and she also posted some pictures from the Toronto Raptors Caribbean night.
And that's when you when you
And then so when I s-
tweeted, and then she responded to you.
Well, she didn't respond last night, but we talk sometimes. Yeah. But no, we do. But because she's busy. I mean, she's in Toronto now. But when I saw the Skinny Fabulous article, and then I remember, oh yeah, he was the other person on the list. But it's just that Patrice was the one who posted first.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's the other person in the five. That list is way too short. But I kind of understand it. You know, you live up in the States, you're not hearing soca. You maybe never even heard the word soca. For all we know, that person heard the word soca maybe like 6 months ago. Maybe they heard Patrice. Maybe they heard Patrice's song. I was like, what kind of music is this? You know what I mean? I would be surprised if it's not something like that. And then maybe she did some research and said, okay, how about if we do an article on the top 5 essential soca artists? Yeah. Okay, so folks, if you want to give us a call, but in the meantime, I'm gonna go take a quick break.
Yes.
And we're gonna pay some bills and come back. 4 minutes until 9 o'clock.
Horsford's Value Mart IGA is helping you spend less and save more. How, you ask? Essential Everyday and Equiline. Spend less on our Essential Everyday products and get the best quality, the best taste, and the best value. Spend less for all your family health and beauty needs with the Equiline brand of over-the-counter products. Horsford's Value Mart IGA is helping you spend less with our Essential Everyday products and Equiline over-the-counter health and beauty care products. Shop smart and spend less at Value Mart, where price matters most.
Want to win some prizes for you and your love? Well, this Valentine's you can in Pick 4's Spin for Love promotion with the Caribbean Lottery. Spend $15 or more on Pick 4 and place your non-winning tickets into the drop box provided for a chance to spin our love wheel all through February. Win sweet Valentine's prizes like dinners for two, free groceries, and more. Get your Pick 4 tickets today at any Caribbean Lottery retail agents island-wide. Must be ages 21 and over to play.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust. To secure your investment, you need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. You're always safe with us.
Horseroads Building and Nevis Centers are making lawn and garden easy. Come to Horseroads Building and Nevis Center now and get 25% off store-wide on our entire lawn and garden department. Yes! For the months of February and March, Horseroads Building Center and Nevis Center is making improving your lawn and garden easy with 25% off all garden supplies, garden equipment, garden accessories, including weed eaters, lawnmowers, and much more. Get 25% off all lawn and garden items happening now at Horseroads Building Center in St. Kitts and Nevis. Horseroads Building and Nevis Centers, making home improvement easy.
98.9.
Looking back at the competition from miles ahead.
98.9. Win FM.
Oh, it's Bounty Killer and Bungie calling. Yo, representing for the ladies, my darling.
Climb on that. Hey, girl, climb on that. Hey, girl, climb on that.
Girl, them jumping up on the cooler, rolling.
Every girl go up on the cooler. Every girl hope, every girl hope. Hey, girl, up on the cooler. Oh, every girl hope, every girl hope. Every girl up on the cooler. Hey, every girl hope, every girl hope. Hey, girl, up on the cooler. Every girl hope.
Hey, AZ had to take off for the courthouse. Just about 9 o'clock. This is what happens when the VI, Trinidad and Tobago, and Jamaica hook up on the cooler. Here we go.
Yo, representing for the ladies, my darling.
Climb on that. Hey, girl, climb on that. Hey, girl, climb on that.
Girl, them jumping up on the cooler, rolling.
Every girl go up on the cooler. Every girl hope, every girl hope. Hey, girl, up on the cooler. Oh, every girl hope, every girl hope. Every girl up on the cooler. Hey, every girl hope, every girl hope. Hey, girl, up on the cooler. Every girl hope, every girl hope. Let's go. Go up, they 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 go up.
Hands them in the air, wave up the flag. A carnival time, and we better than bad till morning. We out tell the sun say we mad. Bungie calling, gun cat, hot but she dey on the cooler. Road man a road ruler. Girl we a circle like cooler. Dark skin girl hand cooler. Up we up, we up, we up, we up. Cooler, full of drink, full of me cup. Up we up, we up, we up, we up. And me and me cooler, girl a jump up.
Hey woman hurry up, things much better when woman on it up. Change my life, girl, go up on it up. Make me smile, girl, go up on it up. Volcano, girl, start bubble up. Give them the left, right, and double up, and double up, and double up, and double up, and double up. Hey, none of the dancer vibes and the girl them ready to wild out. Girl, show them it's all side and show them you're ready to wild out. Climb something, let me see the girl them climb something. All of the girl them climb something, climb something, climb something right now. Every girl go up on the cooler. Every girl hope, every girl hope. Hey girl up on the cooler. Oh, every girl hope, every girl hope. Every girl up on the cooler. Hey, every girl hope, every girl hope. Hey girl up on the cooler. Every girl hope, every girl hope. Go up, they 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 go up.
Hey, crazy track. That's the VI. TNT. Jamaica. Let's go to the phone lines. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey. How you doing?
Only cooler woman could go up on, eh? They could go up on government house.
Hey, you don't know.
I told her other.
No, that track, that track is about.
Yeah, I don't see you laughing.
I
anyway,
know.
I called to make an input and to do a little free advertisement. It's for the Cotton Thomas School, because I haven't heard it in the news. Have you heard any news about the Cotton Thomas School?
No. Where's Cotton Thomas? Is that
Right in Village Schoolyard.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's the.
Yes.
The
building nearest
yeah.
on Boone Street.
Yeah.
Yes. Today they will be performing in the square from 10 o'clock, celebrating the African heritage, singing, dancing, drumming, the whole works. So I want to encourage people to pass through the square. They have a lot of talent, you know. And because they're in special school, they don't have talent.
Okay.
And they have the same African heritage like the rest of us.
True.
Yes, I want you all, spread the news. When you go to shopping, drop in the square, they start at 10 o'clock. And you'll be amazed at the talent of the children who we call differently abled. You'll be amazed.
Well, thanks for the heads up. Go ahead.
Yes. Is it possible for you to connect again with the man Matthew thing who used to come in on Friday morning from Antigua? Used to come in every Friday morning when Jade and Azim were on.
I guess I can ask. I can ask management.
It used to be very interesting.
Well, what did he? Was he like what?
He used to work at the radio station for the opposition, and then he was booted out. He resigned. He now works at another station.
Okay, all right.
Matthew something and the other.
Okay.
He's of Nivision heritage.
Okay.
And then,
all right.
But it used to be very interesting. It was just like a Vernon. And another thing, while I'm on the radio, sometimes when you connect with some people on Zoom, it is very difficult to hear what they are saying.
Yes, Zoom. It's not us.
Is it possible for you when you pick it up, maybe put a mic or something near it so you can pick it up? Or sometimes you hear some kind of thing in the back?
No, you can't put a mic. What happens is it's a technical thing. It's hard to explain, but it's something that us sound people wrestle with. What I have noticed is that generally people who, for example, the people who do Zoom, people tend not to pay attention to the sound. They're more concerned with, Zoom is a great platform, it's video and everything, but I don't think they understand how important it is to make sure that you have really
good sound.
Yes, exactly. That's something I had to struggle with most people who do video. So I imagine it, and it's the same thing. Even YouTube and so on. For example, like sometimes when I pull off TED Talks and so, I have to make the audio louder and all this stuff, and I'm like,
sometimes I want to hear.
That's a good point.
But yesterday with Springer wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't.
You can't hear.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, we had some issues.
We could hear you all asking questions, but we can't hear the responses,
Yes, we had some issues which we are working our way toward resolving. One of them was resolved last week. Vis-a-vis the Zoom out, but Zoom itself on a lot of those platforms, the audio is just not loud enough to begin with.
They weren't made for times like these.
What I wouldn't say is not made for times like these, just that they assume that the audio is good enough when it isn't. So
maybe they're thinking, well, given the size of crowd and the area that they have to cover.
No, it's not that. It's just that coders, people who do coding, a lot of them, they're not really, unless they're, what you find is unless they're specifically doing coding for audio, audio is always not the first thing they were thinking about. In this case, Zoom, they were thinking about, hey, how can we have video conferencing? And they think the audio is good enough, but it isn't.
That's true, because sometimes I can't hear things. Anyway, to everybody, have a good day.
And you have a great weekend as well. And thanks for telling us about the Cotton Thomas, you said starting at 10 o'clock, right?
Yes, African Heritage Concert.
African Heritage Concert.
In the square.
Okay, I'm going to make sure I relay that news to the newsroom.
Yeah, tell your news team, check it out.
So they can cover that. Okay, great.
All right, then, God bless.
Yes.
When we are shelling on a normal shell, fed J.A. the sound the conch shell, smoke in the ear, that's the smell of the thing them.
So that was Sylvie and Henry. So apparently the Carlton Thomas Kids, they're going to be performing at 10 o'clock. Heritage Month performances. Go and check that out. 10 o'clock. Let's go back to the phone lines. Hi, caller, go right ahead.
Hey, good morning, Jumpster. I just want to echo the sentiment of Mrs. Henry. Why can't you try WhatsApp? That appears to be working very well. That platform seems to be good. If Zoom is not functioning like it's supposed to, if one horse won't, another will.
Yes, that's a very good idea. I've actually mentioned it, but the thing is, we now have to go and integrate it with the software we're using. It's not that difficult, really, but the thing is.
Well, you're the technical in that area, so I will not touch.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a good point, because you realize after Zoom came up with that platform, everybody has an analog.
And to me,
Microsoft has Teams.
If WhatsApp is working well, and if it's doing where you want to go, getting you where you want to go.
Exactly.
So, and the same program that she asked about on Fridays, I wish that you could get that guy back from Antigua, and then you'll have a better Caribbean link, in my opinion.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your program, and have a good day.
Well, I should tell you, the guy doesn't work for the station anymore. That's the reason.
No, I know he don't work the station anymore, but he have a platform of which he move on.
Yeah, so
he really do bring some interesting views from around the Caribbean.
Yes.
And they appears to be factual.
Okay, and he has Kittian roots as well.
The facts that happening around the Caribbean. He's very opinionated, and his opinion normally be good. Thank you, Johnson. Have a good day.
And you too.
All right, bro.
Hey, you ready?
My people, mash up the ground, shine it up. Mash up the ground, shine it up. Mash up the ground, shine it up. Mash up the ground, shine it up.
Hey, that's some music for Jamaica Carnival. Elephant Man on the soca tip. Imagine that. Crazy, right? This is too funny. This is too funny. Elephant Man doing soca. Sounds good though. And of course, the production is done by the Trini, so it's gonna be on point, right? And you guys know Jamaica is getting ready for Carnival. It's usually in April. They call it Bacchanal Jamaica. So that's Elephant Man getting ready for Carnival. And we were talking about that list that the Grammy official put out. The 5 essential contemporary soca artists to know: Machel Montano, Patrice Roberts, Skinny Fabulous, Voice, and Kes the Band. Well, my contention is the list should be at least 20 strong, and at the very minimum 10. I think I got up to 21 or so, based on some additional names we came up with, and about 4 names I got from my friend the Rev. Don't forget we have Fireproof coming up at 9:30.
Sound taken, that's cause I'm groundbreaking. Shout out to Marshall and Destra, they got the ground shaking. Trinidad, my country, the greatest carnival of all time.
Feel it in the air from the time I wake. Spirits come alive when we celebrate. What we bring to life to happen every day. To happen
even bigger. So now he not even with her. I wanted a bit, I don't mean a hug. I want to see getting a sticker. We smoking that real grass, we playing that real mass. Shout out to my show Wi-Fi, wanted a real rap.
Big truck on the road, we come on the jump, come in the van, and it's all day. Some say it's a jumpy in the land, that is all way. Tell them that we can be found, is the greatest. Jump a man, start to shake it place. Shake it up, shake it up, shake up the whole place. Jump a man, start to shake it place. Shake it up, shake it up, shake up the whole place. Yeah, all up on the pavement. Hot girl and a sticker box, tell me how we shake it. This feeling amazing. I no competition. Tell the policy crazy. This girl whining on girl roll on a big truck on the roadway. We come on the jump, come in the van, and it's all day. Some say it's a jumpy in the land, that is all way. Tell them that we can be found. Is the greatest.
I get it on real bad, real bad. I get it on real mad, real mad. I get it on real bad, I get it on real mad. I'm repping that red, that white, that black. I'm repping my real flag.
This stage is we own. This place is we home. Look how the ground shaking, all over town shaking. We are the ground shaking. Tell them it's we by the grand stand. Follow the big truck, it's a big van. We going right up till the last shot. Look everybody, tell everybody. Start to shake the place. Jump a man, shake up the whole place. Shake the ground, shake up the whole place. Shake up your whole waist. Tell them that we can be found. Is the greatest.
You know my sound taken. That's cause I'm groundbreaking.
You is the greatest. Shake up the whole place.
Shout out to Marshall and Destra, they got the ground shaking.
Carnival, I miss you. Yeah. I'm your queen. You're my king.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
This is the official invitation to the conscious party.
Get conscious, get down to business every Wednesday with Conscious Business. Join the Conscious Musical Reasoning with Selector Highest, Strictly Positive and Conscious Music and Conscious Business on WinFM 98.9, winfm.com. Vibes include Business Education Corner, Business Quote of the Day, Agriculture Time, and Mama Love Track of the Day.
Mama, I don't ever want to see you cry.
Conscious Business is brought to you by Like New Steam Cleaning. You too can get exposure and awareness for your business when you call WinFM's sales department to advertise here. Conscious Business is positive growth.
Hello, this is Harper.
You got a clock, you got a chair, you got some headphones.
Yep, we got that.
What about a stapler and printer?
Yep, we got that.
Do you have a floor mat too?
Yep, we got that.
Tell me you got some cables and a projector.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Attention to the night people. Tune in. Get locked.
Kids was anxious to introduce sugar in 1639. His efforts were thwarted by an inadequate water supply. However, this problem was gradually overcome, and within a few years there were 6 mills operating here, 3 on DePointe's estate and 3 in the Keon area. Governor DePointe was also responsible for the building of the first hospital on St. Kitts. It was meant to cater for those who could not receive proper treatment at home and for strangers who became ill during their stay on the island. This was in keeping with his vocation as a night hospitalier of the Order of St. John of Jerusalem, Rhodes and Malta. The hospital was located on the site now occupied by St. Barnabas Church.
Adventures in history. Adventures in history.
Did you know that before Warner Park was built, Springfield Pasture was the main venue in Bastia for the playing of cricket? The main cricket teams of the 1920s and 1930s were Bastia, Northerners, Progressive, Renown, St. Anne, St. Christopher, and Wanderers.
Adventures in history. Adventures in history.
It's Black History Month, and here are a few black inventors and their inventions. Andrew Beard, automatic car coupling device in 1897. Henry Blair, mechanical seed planter in 1834, and mechanical corn harvester in 1836. C.B. Brooks, street sweeper, 1896. Dr. Charles Drew established blood banks all over the world in 1940. Just a few black inventors and their inventive contributions to our world.
Adventures in history.
Hi everyone! Welcome to Conversations with Our Kids.
Tune in every Saturday morning to Conversations with Our Kids.
Oh my gosh! I am so excited for this show. I feel like a professional radio announcer already. I am nervous and excited at the same time.
10 a.m. is Kids Time on Win FM. Conversation with Our Kids.
I made sure to tell my entire family, my teacher, classmates to tune in. Tune in.
Conversation with Our Kids.
We're going to talk about education, religion, money, family life, social media, and other interesting topics.
This is a show for kids, created by kids.
Conversations with Our Kids.
Every Saturday morning at 10, only on WINNMedia.
Listen live on WinFM 98.9 or at WINNmediaSKN.com. Conversation with Our Kids. Every Saturday morning at 10, only on WinFM. Also streaming live at WINNmedia SKN on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Invitation to the Conscious Party.
Get conscious, get down to business every Wednesday with Conscious Business. Join the Conscious Musical Reasoning with Select the Highest, strictly positive and conscious music and conscious business on WinFM 98.9, winfm.com. Vibes include Business Education Corner, Business Quote of the Day, Agriculture Time, and Mama Love Track of the Day.
Mama, I don't ever want to see you cry.
Conscious Business is brought to you by Like New Steam Cleaning. You too can get exposure and awareness for your business when you call WinFM's sales department to advertise here. Conscious Business is positive growth.
It's Black History Month. Let's not forget that. 9:22. Here comes Busy Signal. Burning Spear's Great Man.
For our rights, yeah. Let's recall some great men who's been fighting for our rights. Let's recall some great men who's been fighting for our rights. Let's recall some great men who's been fighting for our rights. Let's recall some great men who's been fighting for our rights. Recall Bob Marley, who's been fighting for our rights. Recall Rodney Price, he's been fighting for our rights. Recall Recall culture Josephine. Recall Miss Lou. Fit true. They've been fighting for our rights. Recall them. Recall them. Let's recall some great men who's been fighting for our rights. Let's recall some great men who's been fighting for our rights. Let's recall some great men who's been fighting for our rights. Let's recall some great men who's been fighting for our rights. Recall Paul Bogle. Recall Marcus Garvey. Recall Nelson Mandela, who's been fighting for our rights. Recall Buster Manti. Recall Norman Manley. Recall Oprah Winfrey, that lady been fighting for our rights. Let's recall some great men. Recall them. Make we talk about Martin Luther King. Make we talk about Fidel Castro. Make we talk about Miss Rosa Parks. They've been fighting for our rights. Recall Che Guevara, Malcolm X and Gandhi. Recall Mugabe. They've been fighting for our rights. Recall them. Selassie, I say recall them. Let's recall them. Yeah. As I would say, Selassie.
Hey, it's 9:26. That was a little music there for as we celebrate Black History Month. That was Busy Signal doing Burning Spears, Great Men. 9:26. Don't forget, coming up at 9:30, we have Fireproof. That's going to be coming up. All right, so stay tuned for that. I saw someone on the phone trying to give me a call. You can call me if you want to weigh in on something. Just give me a call. Here's a reggae smile. Hezron.
Today me walk in a supermarket. Not a dime in my pocket. Just want to see pretty things on the shelf. Yeah. Later me you go a karaoke.
Win FM, you're on the air. Go right ahead.
Greetings, Rastafari.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, man. Yeah, just love taking in some of the Black History energy, you know? Yeah, okay. Keep them back in Jamstar. What you know? You want to big up Cotton Thomas again, you know?
Actually, I was just about to mention that again. Okay.
Big them up, man, because the guy in part 2 today at the celebration.
Okay.
That part 1 last week, Friday. See?
Yeah.
At the school. Yeah, man, proud of them, man, to see where they really take a stance to celebrate themselves, you know?
Yeah, that's good.
They give us the shortest month, you know, but we still not do nothing with the month, you know what I mean? Yeah, we have for real.
But you know, it's funny.
Some organized program with, you know what I mean? Big up yourself, Rastafari, yes. You know that. And watch you. Talking about bigging up yourself. This thing called Rastafari, you need to look into it, you know, my brother Jim, because you always talk about independence. See, I'm sure the man, right? The mental chain we got with bound is dependency, you know. You understand?
Yes.
We have to learn to depend on ourselves as an African people. You check? And how we are going to do that is through Rastafari, because remember, we don't colonialize with the colonial ideology. So we want a new ideology, and the only new ideology will come out is Rastafari. You understand? So it is just something where, you know what I mean, the outcast of society really a tech to, but them are the wise one, because that's why you check it out, you know. It's the simple one, them is the wise one in this society. A lot of the time the educated one, and so them are the blind one. Check what shine you, them are the one not seeing, because just what hidden from the wise and the prudent, revealing to the babe and the suckling them, you know. Smart people.
Okay.
Come on, good thanks.
Okay, yeah, respect. And that was one of that's one of the rasses weighing in on Black History Month. I'm just reminding everyone that the Cotton Thomas students in this square, as the Ras just said, day 2 of the Heritage Month activities. So go on out and support them. It starts at 10 o'clock, so that's in roughly half an hour. We got Fireproof coming up next.
Gonna say, yeah. So I'm gonna take my smiles away. Hey, Mr. D.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it. Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it.
And you can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. You can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. Anytime, whatever time. It's tea time. Whatever time. It's tea time. Snack on a delicious tea time biscuit anytime. It's tea time.
Buster! We run things, things are on we. Buster! Buster! Living color, do it differently. Buster! Buster! Large and in charge, like for the party. Buster! Buster! We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
7 flavors, best taste. Buster! Bolder, better, better. Pick your color.
We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
Buster! Live in full color. Buster!
It's 9:32 and I've got the firemen in the building and we're ready for Fireproof. It's the fifth edition or the 5th episode of Fireproof, Friday, February 24, 2023. Gentlemen, good morning.
Yes,
I'm
good
hoping we had
Good
another
morning.
fire-free week.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't free, but it wasn't too bad. at all.
Okay. All right. No fatalities, I hope.
No.
Okay, good. Okay, that's always good to know. So what's on the agenda for this morning?
So this morning we want to talk on the topic of emergency medical response. We are currently engaged in a course over at the Nevis end, and this course is running for 3 weeks, and we have a number of persons from the various disciplines on top of this course. So we have entities like the police, the fire, we have Defense Force, Red Cross, Alexander Hospital. From the Alexander Hospital section, we have like doctors, EMTs, persons from the nursing home, the flamboyant home. We have members of the CERT, and the CERT program is a very enriched program for the Nevis end. When it comes to emergency responses, they're very proactive.
What does CERT stand for? Is it S or E or C?
C.
Okay. What does it stand for?
Community Emergency Response Team. All right, and then you have persons from the disaster office participating in this EMR course, this 3-week EMR course. So, in relation to EMR and fire department, we take training like these very seriously. These are life-saving techniques that are being taught so that we can go out in the field and to any incident, accident, and we will be better able, better equipped to cater to the needs of persons who need that type of assistance. Within the course is facilitated by some very capable persons. We have Miss Ann Gergel. She is a nurse from the United States. She's also, she was in the nursing field. She switched over into the paramedic department, the paramedic area. And then we have Nurse Roxanne Brooks. She is the person in charge of the Red Cross over at the Nevis end. And she comes with a wealth of knowledge as well. In terms of we could touch on some of the topics, maybe that we have been learning over at this EMR course. So we had topics like the emergency medical responder, the well-being of emergency medical responders. We had the medical, legal, and ethical issues. So in things that you do, you run the risk of being liable, so to speak, persons taking action against you for various reasons. So we as an EMR technician, we need to know about what things can deem us liable. Let's say we go outside of the scope of our practice, then something like that can have those type of implications, right? We learn about the human body. We learn about lifting, moving, how to package a patient onto a backboard, and then the scene size up. That is always important. We don't ever rush into a scene and not know whether or not it is safe to do so.
Scene size up. I like that term.
Mm-hmm. Scene size up.
Okay.
Some of the other things we have things like history taking. This year take medical history, things like if they have allergies, if they were taking medications, the last time they ate, that kind of thing. Airway and ventilation, CPR, cardio, pulmonary resuscitation. These type of training, bloodborne pathogen. I mean, it's a lot of things crammed into a short space. So it means that after that we have a lot of reading and so forth to do. Now, one might ask why a firefighter would need to know any of this. I thought firefighting was just out in fires and that's it. Over the years, firefighting, our roles and responsibilities has evolved. And because we are classed as first responders, it is expected that once you show up on scene, whatever needs to be done, you should be able to at least render some kind of assistance. Which is why, we have to be cross-trained, and globally, internationally in the other countries, what you find is that the EMTs, the EMS service is operated by the fire departments. So whenever you get a EMS call, it's fire department is who actually respond and take these people to hospitals. So that now the kind of practices has reached our shores. And because, there are persons who come, through tourism, persons come into our shores. And because of what they are accustomed to back home, we cannot be anything less. So we have to train our officers, police, fire, military, in this field so that we can render at least the basic life support to any person who might need assistance. In the case of police, they go to a scene, maybe of a shooting. They must know at least to apply pressure to stop bleeding. Certain things they need to do to at least save the person's life. They can't just stand by and watch the person, just die. We have to be able to render some kind of support. So this is why training like this is no longer if maybe it is mandatory. We have to. And there's a group of us from St. Kitts just recently underwent the same kind of training. I think that was last year. Last year.
Mm-hmm.
Exact same training, same subjects, and this was over 12 week period.
But it was more virtual.
And then,
hands-on.
You go to the class on Friday. So it wasn't like every day in class for 12 weeks, but the whole course ran over 12 weeks. And so at the fire department, we have persons who are trained EMTs at the basic level. So we are able to render, basic life support whenever we go on scenes and what's not. So it is critically important that we have this kind of training so that we know our standards can be, on par with anybody else. Not because we are a small country. Our standards have to be on par, and so that, persons coming to our country, they can be reassured and they feel safe knowing that, hey, St. Kitts got some fire officers down there, police, military, nurses, doctors who are on top of their game. They know what they're about. Something happened to me, and then the kind of assistance I received, I was like, wow. So we can't afford to do anything less. So this is why we have this kind of training.
Yes.
Can't leave out Nevis, though.
Of course. When I say St. Kitts, I mean Nevis.
Nevis.
We can't say St. Kitts without Nevis.
Oh. Okay, folks, it's Fireproof 941, and it's actually a 15-minute program. And we you guys have been spoiled the last 4 episodes. No, not you. I meant the listeners.
Yes,
the listeners. You guys have been spoiled for the last 4 episodes. So if you guys have any calls that you want to make, now would be the time to do it. 466-662-762-0989. Give the firemen a call. It's Fireproof, and as usual, they're here sharing all this great information with us. I thought it was interesting. That you talked about the last thing you talked about the fact that our visitors expect a certain level of let's say treating of emergency situations,
Right. Yes.
And then you also mentioned earlier the litigation aspect, which is something that they're also accustomed to. So I realized that you guys kind of have a lot on your plate in the sense of being professional and thinking about all these things that people who come from first world countries expect.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
I mean, it is risky in all areas. I mean, for a firefighter going to a fire scene, it's a risk, and for a firefighter having to deal with a victim, it's a risk, because, as he mentioned, if you do something which is outside the scope of your training, then you are liable. You could be taken to court. Something as simple as touching a female without her consent, you could end up in problems. So it is necessary for us to know this even before we do anything. So we know we need to ask the female for her consent before we actually do anything. So it's a risk. It's a risk all over.
But I guess you guys probably find that most people are reasonable in situations like that, right? Yeah. And
they need the help. They're looking for you to assist them.
Yes. Yeah. And also, I guess I realize it's a job that you guys have to constantly be. You have to be quick on
sharp.
Thinking quickly, right?
Yes. Indeed.
Yep.
Okay. Fireproof. I really want the firemen to get at least one call before they leave. We have about 2 minutes left. So if anyone wants to make a quick call and weigh in and maybe ask a question and maybe weigh in about the great job that they do, and I think I would venture to say that sometimes we don't think about some of these first responders, and we might not thank them and appreciate them enough. So if anyone wants to make a quick call before they leave, you're welcome. I give you guys the last word. In the
And
meantime.
as you mentioned, Jamster, I mean, a first responder, the name sums it up all, because then a first responder is normally unseen first before the persons that are actually working the ambulance service, and so the first responders are there before that level of care reaches. So they are the immediators for the person who is facing that life-threatening danger. So they play a very important role within this whole structure.
Yes, so great show as usual. So folks, going forward, Fireproof is 9:30 to 9:45, and once again, we have another very interesting program. I learned so much when you guys come. I mean, I always knew that the firemen were kind of the Renaissance men of first responders in terms of all the things you guys have to be good at. You just alluded to it. Just before you go, just recap. Just let them know about the course that's going to be happening.
Oh yeah, so the course it's happening presently. It started on Monday the 13th, and it will conclude on March the 3rd. So we are in our second week this week. So next week is going to be the last week of the course, and it has been a wonderful course thus far. We are learning a lot.
Okay, they're gone. It looks like we might be able to take one call after all. Okay, here we go. Call. Oh wow, they hung up. Okay, guys. Okay, that's it for you callers. There's always next week and the week after that and the week after that. So, guys, another great episode of Fireproof, and I hope you guys have another great weekend and another fire-free week.
Encourage the callers to call it.
Yes, absolutely.
Engage us in conversation.
Absolutely. Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
Noon and morning, tasty biscuit, just can't resist it. Tea time, calling night, noon and morning, tasty biscuit, just can't resist it.
You can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. You can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. Anytime, whatever time, it's tea time. Whatever time, it's tea time. Snack on a delicious tea time biscuit anytime. It's tea time.
Here comes some affirming reggae vibes. It's 9:48. Here's Hezron. Smile today.
Today me walk in a supermarket. Not a dime in my pocket. Just want to see pretty things on the shelf. Yeah. Later me I go a karaoke. I can't hold it no, but I'm gonna sing my jelly's way. They say it's no good for the heart, no. But after what me hear from the boss, I'm surely gonna need a flask, yeah. And I don't care from right or wrong. My enemies, I gotta keep on keeping on. And I'm gonna take my smile today. Then I'm gonna take my laughter while temptation.